Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. So, I noticed that a couple of YouTubers that I'm subscribed to have done videos critical of ESPN host Jamil Hill. And this follows them supporting her at one time. And they supported her when she put out a tweet calling Donald Trump a white supremacist. And she had other choice words for the president. And these brothers supported the sister at that time, and I supported her. And you also had people in social media supporting her own colleagues, black men who supported her when there were calls for her to be fired for putting out that tweet. You know, her colleagues decided to stand by her side, you know, at a time when ESPN was trying to make moves to get rid of her and this and that. So now all these brothers that supported her, you know, these brothers on YouTube feel like she has betrayed black men. She's thrown black men under the bus, stabbed black men in the back after black men have supported her during this whole controversy over those tweets dealing with Donald Trump. And the reason why they're saying that they think that she has betrayed black men is because she put out a tweet of Damon Young's article entitled "Straight Black Men Are the White People in the Black Community." And basically her tweet said that the article had heat, meaning that it made some compelling points or that it generated a lot of controversy and all that kind of stuff. So because of that, you had these brothers all upset, you know, and I think that they're overreacting. I did a prior video where I analyzed that article. I will post a link in the card so that you all can watch that video for yourself, because I go more in depth in that video. But basically, you know, I think that a lot of brothers have overreacted to that article. And frankly, I wonder if they even sat down and took time to read the entire article and reflect on the article. I think that what has happened here is that there's a popular narrative that's going on. You know, people have basically gone along with the popular message that is put out here on YouTube. And they're not even analyzing and thinking about things for themselves. They're going along with groupthink. And they're automatically just going on the title alone and attacking that brother Damon Young and anybody that's supportive of that article. And I just think that that's wrong, man. I think that people need to analyze things and think about it. Because if you read the article, the basic core point was this, you know, that number one, we need to pay attention to women's issues and not be dismissive of women's concerns. You know, number two, there are problems in the community affecting black women that need to be addressed. The problem of domestic violence, the problem of sexual abuse, the problem of misogyny in the black community. Those issues have to be addressed. So, you know, that's it in a nutshell about that article. And I just think that people just didn't take the time to analyze it and stuff like that. And I don't think that this sister should be condemned for voicing some kind of support for that article, because any rational person would support that article in terms of opposing domestic violence, you know, taking the voices of our sisters seriously when it comes to other issues like misogyny and sexual abuse and street harassment. Those types of issues are very important, but too often people brush them aside. Too often people don't listen to women's voices. Too often they're quick to label a woman who speaks about any of these issues as a feminist and dismiss anything that she has to say. And I think, frankly, that some of these brothers, the way they reacted, just validates everything Damon Young was talking about in this article. You know, some of these brothers, you know, one of these brothers was condemning this sister simply because she criticized Ray Rice over this domestic violence issue, where this brother, Ray Rice, knocked out his fiance at the time, punched her to the point where she was on the ground. I mean, by going after that brother, criticizing that brother, Ray Rice, that's not an attack on black men. I mean, that's how people got things all twisted up. That's an attack against domestic violence. And that's one of the points that Damon Young makes in this article to begin with, about how people, the black community was mobilized around this issue of Colin Kaepernick. But when it came to how the NFL inadequately deals with domestic violence, the black community didn't mobilize in the same kind of way. And I think that that is a valid point, because you have many examples of black men and white men who abuse women, and the NFL allows them to continue to play. The NFL doesn't take any kind of real action. and all that kind of stuff. Those are legitimate issues. And the fact that you got these brothers overreacting, you know, and then using this as an opportunity to explain why black men don't trust black women, you know, to use this as some kind of example of black women betraying black men, you know, that plays into everything that the brother was talking about. The misogyny, man, it's just something else. And then you got one of these brothers who's talking about how he supports black women so much and this and that. But I mean, the brother defends these people who are accused of domestic violence. The brother is always doing these videos where he's talking about how much he defends black women and this and that. But at the same time, the brother is constantly talking about these white women he's been sleeping with. So, man, you know, bottom line is this, man. I think these brothers are overreacting. You know, I support the sister Jamil Hill. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with somebody putting out a tweet saying that the article brought some heat. And that's, in fact, what the article has done. It's raised a lot of controversy. It has generated a lot of discussion. Everybody and their mama is talking about it here on YouTube. The article had some fire. I mean, you got to admit the article is something else. I mean, it is controversial. And I think that a lot of times, like I said in my prior video, people got their panties in a bunch over the title instead of looking at the core message of the article. So that's all I have to say. Tell me what y'all think. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Peace.